morning, everyone. My name is Fendi, and I will be discussing a question that lies at the heart of educational practice. Does homework improve student learning? So, while homework has long been a staple of academic life, its effectiveness is increasingly questioned in the light of research, student well-being, and also evolving educational needs. So let's begin with familiar idea. You reap what you sow. So in education, that often translates into the belief the more effort equals more achievement. And homework has been traditionally the tool used to cultivate that effort outside the classroom. But in today's digital, fast-paced world, with rising concerns over mental health and screen fatigue, the relevance and impact of homework deserve critical re-evaluations. Some argue that homework builds discipline, reinforces learning, and prepares students for future challenges. Others suggest it adds stress, widens inequality, and takes away from valuable personal time. So, where does the truth lie? So this presentation argues that homework can improve student learning, but only when it is moderate in quantity, thoughtfully structured, and designed to foster engagement and self-regulation. So the first and perhaps most foundational factor is quantity and structure. Too often, we associate more homework with better results. But the research tells a different story. So, according to Chin, Lin, and Chen 2022, moderate amounts of homework correlate with improved academic performance. So, beyond a certain threshold, however, the benefits begin to decline, what we call a diminishing returns. So, think of a student who spends 3 hours a night on homework after a full day at school. At that point, learning turns into fatigue and retention drops. So Hafizi and Etamadinia 2022 add that homework must also be developmentally appropriate. A worksheet on algebra given to a primary school student doesn't just miss the mark cognitively, it can discourage confidence and create academic anxiety. So structure matters too. Varied, clear, and purposeful tasks are more effective than repetitive drills. For instance, designing a science experiment at home is more engaging and skill rich than answering textbook questions. So, the takeaway here, effective homework is not about quantity, it's about quality and clarity. So, our second key point is the role of student engagement and responsibility in learning. A well-designed task means very little if the student approach it passively or under pressure. So homework only became effective when students are motivated, engaged, and also self-directed. Sang, Dang, and Morehouse 2025 found that students who perceive homework as meaningful tends to perform better. When learners understand why they are doing a task and see its relevance, they will invest more effort. So simple strategies like offering choice. For example, a report versus a video presentation can increase the ownership and interest. Mujiana, Dabas, and Low 2023 highlighted the importance of self-regulated learning. Students who plan ahead, manage time, and review their work tends to perform significantly better. So as educator, we can support this through feedback or goal setting tools or even digital platform that track their progress and provide real-time guidance. So again, the key message. Homework works best when students feel in control and actively responsible for their learning. Finally, let's take a look at how the type of homework and student perception of its affect learning. So, okay, next. So Dickman and Bahadir 2021 found that students value homework when it is aligned with course content and help them to understand complex ideas. In other words, homework must be relevant and cognitively stimulating. Similarly, Chen 2022 used a history of science reading to deepen student critical thinking and even reshape their beliefs about knowledge itself. This shows that homework doesn't need to be dry or repetitive. Instead, tasks that involve creative, real-world application or personal relevance are far more impactful. So consider asking students to budget a small event using math concept or to investigate how climate change is affecting their own community. These are the assignments that connect school to life and theory to practice. Sorry. And let's not underestimate feedback. So when students receive thoughtful comments, not just grades, it tells them that their works matter and it supports ongoing learning. So, does homework improve student learning? The answer isn't simple yes or no. It depends on how much it assigned, how it is structured, how students engage with it, and whether they find it meaningful. Pu- Poorly designed homework, especially when excessive, can demotivate and overwhelm students. But but purposeful, well-structured assignment can foster engagement, responsibility, and real-world connection that can enhance both academic outcome and also their personal growth. So as educators, policymakers, and even students ourselves, we must shift from viewing homework as a mechanical ritual to recognizing it as a strategic learning tool. So in short, homework shouldn't add pressure. It should add purpose. And when it does, it transforms from routine practice into meaningful progress. So that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. I welcome any question, comments, or thoughts on this topic. Thank you.